setting the record straight on further possible Big Ten expansion. Welcome to episode 186 of College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, if you need just a little bit of extra football content to get you through the days, to get you through the nights, subscribe to our ever-growing channel. Smash that like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. This episode 186 is going to be a little different. We're not going to be breaking down someone else's article and giving my thoughts on it. We're not going to be putting up the PATC chalkboard and giving you our predictions on who's going to finish third in the American Athletic Conference. I want to set the record straight on the potential of Big Ten expansion in the near future, but we need to take a look back at 2022. I'm not going to sit here and rehash 2022. If you want to learn about it, go to episode 22 of our YouTube channel. Go to the pin tweet at Flug Empire, the Los Angeles Times article that was written about us. On March 31st, we broke the story that USC called the Big Ten to get an invitation to the Big Ten. We're going to go back to 2022 just to explain the biggest hurdle for further Big Ten expansion is not what you may think it is. When it was announced on June 30th that USC and UCLA would join the Big Ten, the Pacific Coast, the Pac-12 schools, the universities, the presidents, the Pac-12 reporters, they were all shocked. They were all floored. They weren't reading Flug Empire. We hadn't built this YouTube channel up yet. We started on August 10th of 2022. USC 247, Minnesota 247, All Eyes on Big Ten podcast. They knew the story. They received our information for months, daily, recorded, documented. But everybody on the Pacific Coast, basically, besides USC 247, were shocked, were floored. One of the big reasons why they were surprised. Oregon, Washington, Stanford, California, Arizona State, none of those schools were talking to the Big Ten about possible invite. Oh, they all called the Big Ten in 2021, but none of them called them in 2022. USC and UCLA called the Big Ten separately. Fox Sports completely supported this. They wanted the city of Los Angeles. They wanted to keep ESPN out of Los Angeles. Fox Sports was willing to pay the freight for USC and UCLA. All this needed to be rehashed, but we're going to stop there for 2022. But we needed to rehash that because when it was announced on June 30th, ladies and gentlemen, there were other targets suddenly for Big Ten expansion. It wasn't just Kevin Warren's vision. He wasn't the only one supporting further Big Ten expansion. We knew back in the first week of April that there were people in the Big Ten that wanted further Big Ten expansion. Presidents. We were told this. We knew it. We said it. And on June 30th, college football reporters, using their sources, the major college football reporters that you all follow, they were told Washington, Oregon, Stanford, California, Notre Dame, and in the future, Florida State, Miami, Florida, others. But they weren't going to expand more than USC and UCLA at that point on June 30th. No other schools were even talking to the Big Ten. Suddenly they called the Big Ten. Suddenly there were negotiations with the Big Ten. Brett McMurphy from Action Network broke the news that Oregon and Washington had preliminary talks with the Big Ten. Oregon and Chicago. Washington and New York City. Because the idea for many people in the Big Ten was not just to stop with two schools in the Pacific Coast, because eventually they were going to expand in the East. But there are a lot of hurdles for Big Ten expansion. We said right away in July that the decision window for Big Ten future expansion at this time zone, in this cycle, was between August 15th and October 15th, and they decided in October, early October, there was a no goal for launch, no further expansion at this time. But here's the kicker. This is something that I need to set the record straight right now, and I'm pushing the envelope. Maybe I shouldn't even say this, but I'm going to say it because we're college football's Peek Around the Corner. Of all the hurdles that stop further Big Ten expansion at this time, was not money, was not even the Big Ten president's votes, it was Kevin Warren himself. There was not going to be any Big Ten further expansion. Even if all the Big Ten presidents agreed on it, even if Amazon approached the Big Ten and said, we'll pay the freight for Oregon and Washington. We'll pay the freight for Oregon, Washington, Stanford, and maybe one more, maybe a California. There still wasn't going to be Big Ten expansion at this time. The no go for launch for further Big Ten expansions, number one hurdle was Kevin Warren. Big Ten presidents, the trust, there was no trust. Kevin Warren during the pandemic had horrific communications with the Big Ten presidents. And to protect myself, I'll just say allegedly. The reason why we received a story here at Peek Around the Corner about March 31st, USC calling the Big Ten, why it was leaked out of Los Angeles, given to Big Ten boosters and given to us, because there was no trust of Kevin Warren. Again, go back to episode 22 of our channel. It explains the whole 3-month saga. So that's the biggest hurdle. And that hurdle is leaving April 17th. So I'm just asking you all, when April 17th happens, when Kevin Warren walks out that door, take a fresh look at possible Big Ten expansion at this time. When a new Big Ten commissioner gets announced, be it in May, take a fresh look at possible Big Ten expansion at this time. If we get into the middle of May with the new Big Ten commissioner and Oregon and Washington still haven't signed a Pac-12 media contract, and they haven't signed a grant of rights, take another fresh look at possible Big Ten expansion at this time. Yes, there are other hurdles than Kevin Warren. There's economics. We are in a media market recession. Who's got the money to pay the freight for Washington and Oregon to enter into the Big Ten? How do you make Illinois, Maryland, Rutgers, Minnesota, Purdue, Northwestern, how do you convince them to add on 2 more schools? You cannot have their slices of the pie, the revenue pie, decrease. What is a benefit for them if you increase with the 17th and 18th school? One of the things I can tell you all is, again, it just wasn't Kevin Warren's vision. My goodness, it was many people in the Big Ten, and it has been for years. Eventually, the Big Ten is going to expand out east to the southeast. They're going to add members to the southeast, to the East Conference, ACC schools. That's not a shocker to anybody. Incredible, valuable universities in the ACC are going to become Big Ten members. That's our strongly held opinion here at Peek Around the Corner. So when you do that, you're still not going to have USC and UCLA on an island in the Pacific Coast. That just isn't going to happen. So what is the best timing of it? Is it now? There's a media market recession going on. But if Washington and Oregon comes at a steep discount, we shall see. But again, a couple things I needed to set the record straight. It wasn't just Kevin Warren's vision to expand to 24 schools. It wasn't just Kevin Warren's vision to expand with more than just 2 Pacific Coast schools. No way, no how. We know this at Peek Around the Corner. If you want to disagree, that's fine. In the comments section, you want to say, Greg, you're wrong, that's fine. But heck, when we knew that this was happening with USC, we were also told that there'd be further targets. So it wasn't just a Kevin Warren thing. It wasn't just his vision. In fact, Kevin Warren is the biggest hurdle for the Big Ten to pursue that vision that's held by other Big Ten presidents, boosters, media company partners, consolidation, further consolidation. Again, give me your thoughts, give me your comments, but we had to do this here on episode 186. Straight from me to you, setting the record straight. Buckle up, brace for impact. A lot of hurdles to overcome, but the expansion door is cracked open. That's why Pete Thamel expressed it. Right now, Big Ten expansion door is cracked open. Other reporters, we have as well, because the biggest hurdle is leaving April 17th. So hang with us here at Peek Around the Corner. So much going on. So much cloak and dagger. Just like in 2022, it's repeating itself here in 2023. Until next time, from all of us at PATC to all of you, please, you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.